Oh, hey, thanks for joining me today. Apparently, I think we're only going to be on YouTube because I screwed up a setting. Way to go, Tom. Way to go, Tom. I think I don't know. This is so frustrating. Yeah, apparently, I don't know. All right. Anyway, it's thanks for joining me on this December 4th, 2023. Yeah, we're streaming live only on YouTube apparently because there's lots of tech issues that I'm having issues with right now. So I may take the day off tomorrow and try to solve all this stuff. Anyway, let's get to it because we got an interesting show today. And let me turn down my tone because I'm sure I sound pretty upset, but I am a little ticked. Anyway, my name's Tom Coffey. This is Coffee Nuance Show. Normally, not today, we'll be streaming live on Rumble, rumble.com/coffeenuance/live. Not today, though. I'll post the video hopefully later, if the recording works. Oh, man. Happy Monday, right? Am I right? But today we're going to talk about, is everything rigged? Is it? Is it? Well, here we go. Yeah. Well. Gather round. So we're going to talk about the latest episode of Corruption Chronicles, College Football Edition. In a shocking turn of events, the NCAA left an undefeated team out of the playoffs. I mean, really. It's like going to a buffet and being told you can't have any dessert because you smiled too much. Doesn't even make sense. Now, for those who don't follow football, imagine this. Imagine you aced all your exams. You're the top student in the class. When it comes time for the graduation ceremony, they're like, sorry, seats are all full. Go sit in the back. It's that level of absurdity. But let's be real, America. It ain't just football. This is the greatest hits album of corruption in our country. You got people scratching their head going, hold on, wasn't this supposed to be fair? It's like watching a magic show where they tell you how the trick is done and they still manage to surprise you. You see, most folks are out too busy with their lives. They're working, Netflixing, trying to figure out what in the world happened in the last season of that show, to notice any of the shady stuff going on. It's like lockdowns, elections, it's all too complicated. Some of us are out here having backyard barbecues while others are side-eyeing the whole setup going, something smells fishy. Yeah, Ron DeSantis had to put his 2 cents in. He's like, hey, how can you ignore an undefeated team? Right? And I kind of agree. It's like telling a chef they can't cook because they're using too many spices. Doesn't make sense. You've got Representative Jared Moskowitz dropping bombs, questioning if the decision came from the College Football Playoff Committee or the CCP. That's a spicy take, I guess. It's like asking if your favorite snack is made in your kitchen or imported directly from Putin. Yeah. But hey, in this grand circus we call America, corruption isn't just a supporting act. It's the main event. We got scandals popping up like surprise guests at a birthday party. And the best part, we're all invited to watch the drama unfold, whether we like it or not. So buckle up, America. If college football can cause this much uproar, just imagine the symphony of chaos playing out behind the scenes of everything else. It's like trying to figure out the end of a mystery novel. You think you know. There's always another plot twist waiting around the corner. My name's Tom Coffey. This is the Coffee Nuance Show, best censored commentary news show live right now. Flame on! Okay, hang on just a second here. I am going to try to unlist the Rumble stream, because I don't want people going there and watching 10 seconds. Hold on a sec. Maybe I can get this going. I don't know. Let me refresh. Let's see. Nope. Okay. It says I can't end the stream because I already ended it. I can't delete it. Huh. Unlisted. Okay, I think I've made it unlisted. Okay. All right, well, it's happening. It's happening. Okay, well, I'll try to post the stream on Rumble later, perhaps. I don't know. Anyway, so here's the basic story of what's going on. The NCAA, right? They're facing a lot of backlash because they've excluded undefeated Florida State from the college football playoffs. But they're including one-loss Alabama. Now, Ron DeSantis, right? He's criticized the decision. Says it's motivated by TV money and corruption. Yeah. Everything is motivated by TV money and corruption. Like, welcome to the club, you know? Now, despite the committee's defense that Florida State has changed as a team, the exclusion sparked demands for answers, raises questions about the selection process. So here's the thing, right? And I'm going to try to make a bigger point here. When they initially came up with this 4-team playoff, we knew that this was going to happen. This absolutely was going to happen. You have different conferences that are thought of as being better conferences than other conferences. So you got Florida State winning the ACC, which is not ranked as high as some of the other conferences. Not as high as the Big Ten and or the Big Ten, Big 12. I don't. Big 10, Big 12. I'm forgetting them all right now. Pac-12, all that. The ACC has never been thought of as the elite conference. They're not the SEC, for example, right? And so they could have a situation, right? Let's just suppose the 5 big conferences all had undefeated teams that won it. Only 4 go to the playoffs. 1 team is going to be left out. Now, in this situation, it's tricky because they included a team that's had a loss, but they didn't include Florida State. There's lots of reasons for this. It's not really that important, but right now they're on their 3rd string quarterback. So their first quarterback broke his leg. The second one went out, and then now their 3rd string quarterback is running the team. And the conferences or the committee is saying, it's not the same team as it was before, so we don't think they're as good. And they might not be. But if this is wising you up, right? If you're just a football fan, you don't pay attention to anything. You don't pay attention to how elections are run or how health choices are made. You're not how there's a lot of censorship about opinions and whatnot. Here's something to consider. And this would really be interesting. What if, football fans, they started deleting your account because you said that you didn't agree with the committee's decision? You bring up some facts that you think shows that Florida State is deserving of being in the playoffs. What if you got hit with misinformation for posting that? I think that would really wake a lot of people up. As it is right now, no one's going to get woken up. It affects you if you're a Florida State fan, but all I say is, welcome to the club, right? Welcome to the club. This kind of corruption, this kind of motivated decisions is common. It's everywhere. And you're just now figuring that out. Where have you been your whole life? That's my question. Yeah, for me, I don't care about the playoffs this year. I was really disappointed that Washington beat the Ducks. Last drive of the game. Came down to the end again. This could have been the Ducks' year. And I can't root for the Huskies. Can't do it. But anyway, but I think this story is just a representation of so many stories that we see. We try to figure out the motivations of the people behind the scenes, and a lot of times, we can't read minds. We don't know exactly what they're thinking. In the same way, it's hard to understand why, if these politicians care about the safety of Americans, why are they just letting in millions of people on the southern border? That doesn't make sense. And we try to read the minds of the people making the decisions, and we can't do it. And we suspect there might be something crooked behind the scene. In the same way, I think a lot of people think that there may be something crooked behind the scene in this college football thing. Anyway, that's my silly case for this today. I'm kind of all over the place. A bit frazzled by having the tech not work for me today, and it just, I don't know. I gotta learn how to roll with the punches a little bit better. So anyway, we got an interesting show. I got a number of stories to get to today, so let's just get to it. Yeah. Sony's discontinuing access to purchase Discovery television shows on its PlayStation media platform due to licensing issues. Users received a notice stating that these shows would become unavailable by the end of the year. Now, despite Sony not owning the content, it's under Warner Brothers, a Discovery umbrella, suggesting a potential shift in licensing strategies. This move echoes a previous removal of Studio Canal content. The decision sparked conversations about the reliability of digital purchases and renewed interest in physical media, even as major retailers scale back in that area. So this is something that's come up before. This is like one of the issues that I have with the Kindle, right? I actually like the Kindle. I get a lot of things on my Kindle. One thing that I like about ebooks for me is I can just hit a button and the text gets bigger. And I can't do that with a with a book, right? With a book, I gotta put on the old man glasses and go, all right, well, time to read now, But with a Kindle, I can just, make the text bigger. I like that. But one of the issues with the Kindle, right? You can have purchased books, and if Amazon decides, you know what, we're not going to allow you to read that book anymore, they can just delete it from your library. There's nothing you can do about it. You have no control at all. Amazon can just decide, you know what? That's now a banned book, or that may have information on it that's like a conspiracy theory or something like that. We've removed it for your convenience, right? They can do that. And that's one of the issues that I have with not owning media. I like owning my media. I'm still one of those people. I actually download my podcasts and transfer them onto my phone so that when I'm listening to a podcast in my headphones or whatever from my phone, I'm not streaming it the whole time. I like just having the MP3. I have, I don't know, probably 1,000 albums that are in MP3 format. So I can play them at my house, play them on a system, and they can't be controlled by someone else. Also, they can't insert ads into it as well. But actually owning the physical media, I think, is going to become more and more important. If you were to have some TV shows that you really like, I say get a copy of it before they go away. a lot of times things can just go away because of, maybe music licensing. Your favorite show might have had some music in it and they no longer have the license to that. So guess what? They're not going to renegotiate it. Now they just pull it from all the streaming services. It's all just gone now. That could happen. So if there's something you really care about, there's something you like, got a favorite TV show, make sure you got a copy of it that they can't remove. I have a lot of movies and whatnot that I have, the media of that can't be removed. Perhaps I'm a bit more, I don't know, pessimistic about the censorship that is coming in the future. But I can imagine a time where episodes of Friends and Seinfeld will be deemed hate speech or something, and they'll get pulled from the streaming services. And many of the episodes you won't be able to watch anymore. You think I'm joking? It's already happened. Yeah. So this is an example. People bought these shows. They're supposed to be in their library on their PlayStation so that they can watch these shows anytime. Well, guess what? Too bad. No refunds. It's gone. So, just a cautionary word there. If there's anything you like, do it. That's quite the thing that popped up afterwards. Interesting. Anyway, let's get to the next story. This is a good one. Muslim leaders in swing states are upset with President Biden's handling of the Israel-Hamas conflict and are organizing against his potential 2024 re-election under the campaign #AbandonBiden. They feel he hasn't pushed for a ceasefire, causing a growing casualties in Gaza, and are disappointed. After supporting him in 2020, they vow not to support Biden again, but clarify they aren't automatically backing Trump, exploring various other options instead. I don't know. You just figured out now that Biden doesn't care about you? Man, some people are late to the party. Well, this is just another example of how there's no way that Biden is going to be the candidate. It's not happening. I don't know. How many signs do you need to see? And yet people... Look, what I want you to do is keep track of the people that are now, in 2023 December, saying that Biden's going to be the candidate. Because when he's not, that'll tell you about their prediction skills and how informed they are in this topic. My goodness. So anyway, I can understand that point of view. This is one of those issues, however, that it's really impossible to talk about on controlled social media, like where I'm speaking right now. Because there are things that cannot be said. And if you think that if you think that you can read my mind as the things that I'm not saying, I'm telling you right now, you're wrong. You have no idea what my opinion on this whole thing is. But I'm going to keep it to myself. And, that's one of the big issues when you have media companies that can control speech. Then you cannot allow for an open discussion. And if anything that you can't have an open discussion about, there's something shady going on, in the same way that in the college football playoffs, if you were not allowed to discuss what happened with Florida State, if they would remove your channel, if you tried to bring up some of the details about the Florida State not getting to go to the college football championships, right? You would be a little suspicious about that topic, wouldn't you? I am. And so, yeah, I just don't have anything else to say about this topic, but it doesn't surprise me that many groups are abandoning Biden. I get it. But let's go to another topic that is tricky. The president of COP28, Sultan Al-Jabbar, stirred controversy by stating that there's no scientific backing for the necessity of phasing out fossil fuels to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. This conflicts with scientific reports emphasizing the urgent need to reduce fossil fuel usage to meet the Paris Agreement goals. Al-Jabbar, who oversees both climate initiatives and a national oil company, faced criticism for his stance. Climate experts and groups strongly opposed his views, citing scientific evidence that indicates the imperative need to phase out fossil fuels for a sustainable future. This debate around fossil fuel reduction is a key point of contention at the COP28 summit, where countries are discussing strategies to address climate change. So, what did you expect would happen when you had the climate change summit hosted by an oil country? What did you expect? Come on. Now, I would like to see, you know, I'm still waiting for the I would like to see the best evidence that climate change is, you know, more man-made than it is cyclical. I would love to see that evidence. I keep asking people for that because I want to be informed on this. I keep getting referred to different studies that don't really show that. So, hey, if you happen to know of the best scientific study that backs that up, please leave it in the comments, because I would love to read it. I would love to be more informed about this myself, rather than just saying it's science. Don't you just believe in science, Tom? Just believe in the science. Okay, well, science means, you know, is there something I can read? No. Look at the pretty chart. Don't look at the data. You know, I don't know. So I'm not making any claims on any of this. I just find it hilarious that they're hosting a climate summit, and the host of the climate summit is stating opinions that are in opposition of most of the people at the summit. I just find the irony thick, if you will. And perhaps maybe the next climate summit won't be at an oil-producing country in the Middle East. Just saying, you know. Anyway, I do have an important story for you now. You're going to want to hear this. So Google released a critical update for Chrome on Mac, Linux, and Windows to fix a high-severity vulnerability. This flaw could allow hackers to take control of systems. The update is crucial as the vulnerability is currently being exploited Users are advised to ensure their Chrome version is updated to stay protected. So you may have already had like an automatic update, but if not, you can do a manual check. So I will leave a link to this story in the comments. It's really easy to make sure that Chrome is updated if you're still using that browser. I don't know. I switched to Brave and it works great. But if you're using Chrome, it's really important that you do this security update because people are losing control. Like hackers are getting into their entire computer and locking them out. So it's a really important thing to do. And so all you have to do is you open up Chrome, you go to the three dots on the side, you drop down, you look at About, and see if it's the latest version or not, and you can update it that way. But I will leave a link to this story in the comments of the video, and just be sure that you work through that and make sure you have an updated version, because this is actually really important to do. Normally, and it's one of those things that it's like, did they just do this so they could get a lot of free press? I don't think so, you know. This is actually a bad story for Chrome, for Google Chrome. But yeah. Anyway, do whatever you want. You've been warned. Anyway, we need some good news, so let's get to the good news of the day. Loyal for Dogs is developing a drug, it's called LOY-001, to extend the lives of larger dog breeds by targeting a hormone linked to aging. The FDA is interested, and conditional approval might happen by 2026. They're also exploring daily pill versions. Concerns exist about the quality of life and side effects, of course. Another project, the Dog Aging Project, is looking into a drug called rapamycin for the same purpose. Both could impact human health. Ethics are debated, but Loyal plans extensive trials with over 1,000 senior dogs starting next year. So how about this? This is kind of big news. If you got a big dog, they may have a drug to really extend the life of your favorite pet. Wow. Now, I have a big dog. I don't know that I would want to, you know, just give her a bunch of drugs to live longer, you know, in her old age. I don't know. But this is something I've never thought about. I mean, have you ever thought about that? And how expensive are they going to be? You know, is it something that only rich people will be able to keep their dogs for a longer life? Will people forgo other things in their life to, you know, a lot of people, they care about their pets more than they do anything else. Will they forgo other things in their life to give the drugs to their dogs to extend their lives? It's an interesting idea. It's something I've never even considered. It's never anything I've thought about. I think I've only been jokingly callous about, you know, how much I would pay to keep my pet alive, you know, just like, oh, how much is the bill? They need an operation. How much is it? Well, they had a good one. Terrible. But I think this is going to have this could affect millions and millions and millions of people, hundreds of millions of people in the U.S. if it turns out that you can make your dog live a significantly longer life. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. They're starting the trials next year, so it's something to you know, follow for sure. Anyway, those are all the stories that I have for you today. Stick around for the after show. I'll go through your comments and all that good stuff. I think, considering that I had some tech issues today, I'm going to take the day off tomorrow and just try to get this system working better. Because the show's not fun when I'm ticked off that I can't do it right. So I'll be back on Wednesday for this show. Big Idea Wednesday. So I hope to see you then. Anyway, stick around for the after show. See you there. Peace. Okay, well, that's not the chat. That's... Okay, here we go. Yeah, I don't know what I did today with I don't know what I did today with the stream. Obviously, I screwed something up. It's frustrating. And I, you know, one of the things with it is I get very singularly focused on things, and I just don't, if I got one thing in my mind, I can't seem to get it out of my head. And so the whole time when I'm trying to do the show today, I'm like, what did I do wrong? How did I screw that up? Like, just, and I know that that's not helpful, right? That's not helpful to do, but that is what's going on in my head. And yeah, it's tough. Rumble froze up for me earlier today while watching Russell Brand. Oh, well, that stinks. I will say, though, this particular thing about with my show today, it was, pardon me, it was me. I know what I did. I've just never done it before, so I didn't know how to fix it. Basically, when I started it in the beginning, when I was setting it up, I accidentally pressed start for like 10 seconds, and I stopped it, and then I re-entered all of the information for YouTube, and I deleted the YouTube and re-entered it, and I didn't think I had to do that for Rumble, and apparently I did. So, live and learn. Live and learn. Let's see. SEC, ACC, NAACP, you lost me with all the abbreviations. Fortunately, I'm paying attention to more important things. Pure Bloods rule. But-um-bump. So these are just different conferences in college football. So they have groups of conferences. There was a conference out here on the West Coast, and it's kind of ended after, 100 years this year. It was called the Pac-12, so the Pacific 12 Conference. And it had 12 teams in it. And the idea of a conference is they work together. They can work together on, so they will all play each other. And additionally, they can then negotiate contracts for TV deals together. There's lots of reasons to have these sports conferences. And so when you have a number of different conferences and you set up a system that they're going to take the top 4 teams. So this is what happened with the college football championship. The way that it works is the top 4 teams will then have a little playoff at the end of the season, right? So if you want to be a national championship, you need to make it in the top 4. Well, in this case, Florida State was undefeated. They did really well. They won their conference championship, the whole thing, but they were ranked 5th, so they didn't get to go to the thing. Now, this was easily predictable by everyone when they came up with this top 4 playoff. And I do have some sympathy for a team that is not in one of the big power conferences in not making it, because you can do everything right, play a perfect season, and still not make it. So probably, right, the playoffs should do something for that. Whether it be eight teams, but then that means one more game for these kids for the national title game. And, the more games you have, the more people get hurt, et cetera, et cetera. It also means more money, more TV time that you can sell, right? So I don't know. I don't know the answer for that. But those people that are into it, they can see that they're like, oh my goodness, these decisions are made by people that are concerned about millions of dollars in deals. It's like, of course, yeah. This has always been the case with bowl games where they will select teams based on how popular the teams are or how big the school is, or does that school have a lot of fans that will travel to go to the game, because you can make more money that way. So bowl games might choose a team that might bring them more money that isn't as good as a different team that they leave out. It's like, oh, really? Money rules everything? Finally? You're finally waking up to that? Yeah. I still use Winamp for my music. I remember Winamp. I haven't used a Windows machine in a million years, but I remember Winamp in the 90s. Back when I was like on Napster and stuff. I still have a VHS player. Well, good for you. I do as well. I have one that I can convert VHS tapes to digital, and I got it years ago because I have some videotapes that I wanted to save. I've never followed through. I still have the box of videotapes. I still have the VCR that can convert them. I really should make the decision to do that and free up some space. So, good reminder for me. Good reminder for me. Democrats will nominate an AI. They could. They could. In Munich, a plane for the climate summit got stuck in the snow. Can't make this up. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. My friend had her dog that needed a pacemaker, and she complied. It's way too cheap. It's way too cheap to fork out that kind of money for a pet. Really? Wow. Well, I imagine, if you can make things for a pet cheaper, you can hopefully make them for a human cheaper, too. Rats are nice pets, too. Y'all pass on that. But I'm sure that they can be nice pets. I'm sure. No Midnight Americano tonight. I'm going to say no. I got to get this system working. And I got to figure it out. I think I just need to clear everything, reset everything, delete, do all the updates on all my dumb stuff. So yeah, I'm just going to say no Midnight Americano tonight. It's too much pressure for me, and this isn't fun for me if I feel pressure. So yeah, I think I'm just going to go play pickleball tonight. Yeah. Perhaps I'll do one tomorrow night, perhaps not. I don't know. I haven't decided. But I really got to just get this system working so that I know. I just need to know what I'm doing. And I don't. And it's just not fun for me. Like today, it's not fun knowing that I screwed something up and I need to have a system in place so that I don't do that. So, I wish my fur babies could live forever. Yeah. I remember recording songs off the radio onto cassettes. I remember that too. In fact, I still have some like, mixtapes, road tapes and stuff like that I made like as a teenager. I don't know why I have them, because, and I tried to mix them, like a whole, I don't even know why I'm holding on to that kind of stuff, because I haven't listened to it since I made it, or since the 80s at least. It's probably cringe. But yeah, I really need to just deal with that stuff. But yeah, I just need to deal with all this stuff. It's kind of overwhelming for me. And I just want to get back to having more fun. Having more fun doing this. So anyway, that's it. I know, kind of a bummer. But I'll be back. I'll be back Wednesday, and who knows, maybe it might have a different look. But I'll get it working. Wow, I just had to refresh chat. A lot of stuff wasn't showing up. What the heck? Yeah, I don't know. I got to figure it out. But hopefully I will. That was the thing, is like I had the weekend, and it was like this weekend I was like, oh, I can really go through and figure stuff out. I will share one thing that I did. Are you familiar with walking channels? Walking videos? These are videos that people walk, and then they film like kind of point of view walking somewhere. And I kind of like them. And I think people watch these on treadmills and whatnot. So I filmed one this weekend. Because I think that might be something else to explore. But I filmed that, spent time editing that, spent time, learning about all that stuff. Didn't spend 1 minute trying to figure out my own studio on trying to get it to work better. So, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, let's do a refresh. And that's my challenge to you. Is there something in your life that you need to refresh? Whether that's, your junk drawer, or, your kitchen cabinets, your pantry. Can you do a refresh by Wednesday? Because I'll throw that out, If your pantry, go through it, see if you got some expired stuff that you can donate or get rid of. Clean it up a bit. That's my challenge to you. I'm going to clean up the pantry here of my studio and see if I can get it working right. Anyway, that's all I have for you right now. Yeah. And I'm unfamiliar with the top chat and live chat. I don't even know about that. So that's yet something else I don't know. There's a lot I don't know. Wow. Anyway, I hope you all have a beautiful day. I will be back on Wednesday. Big Idea Wednesday. It's going to be a good one. I'll see you then. Peace.